Okay, I was going to talk about this conspiracy that I've got against me, where the neighbours have been involved. A lot of people have been involved. The amount of money that has been poured into harassing me over the last 10 years is astronomical. The court cases that have been brought against me, complete fabricated court cases. All the money that's been drilled in to shutting hospital wings down, harassing me, having people coming in my house doing work, having people every single time it's happening now. Since I paid my mortgage off 2 weeks ago, or about a week ago on the 17th, they've been in my house every single time. Now, even if I just go to the shop for 5 minutes, they're in breaking stuff. Every time. They have heated up the scale tenfold since I paid my mortgage off. And I still can't get that mortgage paperwork to acknowledge it's been paid off because somebody has been trying to drive me out this flat since I bought it. Right? Strangely enough, what has been going on with me has been going on for a long time, and it was going on with my sister. She bought her own house and paid it off, and it ramped up tenfold when she paid her house off. My sister is having the exact same done as I am. Everything has been damaged in her house, right? There is nothing that is not damaged in my sister's house and is being damaged on the same conspiracy that we're facing in Blackburn, Lancashire, right? So this does not boil down to me. This has come on to me now after I'm doing my sister for months and years and years and years. They've damaged everything. They've gone through her house like a plague of locusts, right? And they've also set her up left, right and centre, getting massively overcharged on bills, everything. They're doing the same to me. But they've got me in a real good position because they've thrown loads of false shit on my doorstep, which can be proven. All of it, right? All, apart from maybe one or two, are complete bollocks just to put me down as a defamation of character. Now we've got people like Charlie Veach speaking up for us, doing really good podcasts, showing the scale of how the Muslims have expanded, let's say, in Blackburn, right? And it is the Muslims that are involved in doing what is being done to me. They've got the power of council, right? They're running that council. It's end of. You live in Blackburn. They're running your wards. Muslims have got Blackburn boxed, hook, line and sinker, right? And the council are involved in a lot of what's been done to me because they've got to be involved to let houses like that across the road there to be completely empty, right? A void of any people for 15 years since they started harassing me. That's the house directly across the street from me here. Right, that's them houses there. That house there. Okay. That has been empty for 15 years. The only person I've ever seen going in that house was a woman who used to come past when I used to have my sofa here, and the dog used to be on the back of my sofa. He used to go absolutely fucking berserk as she walked past, right? She disappeared, but every single time I used to come out my home, she would turn up, alright? Now, downstairs belongs to the council. They've moved some guy in there who seems to have coughing fits, right? You can hear quite well, right? Every time something comes on my TV, resorting to things that have happened. If I turn it on, it's about damaged roofs, which usually comes on. Or rising damp were the last one that kept coming on. Yeah, I kept thinking, why the fucking hell, every time I turn my TV on, rising damp's on it. And I am a kind of guy that looks at ulterior motives, right? So me, my weird brain, how it works, I've gone and looked at the radiator at the bottom of my stairs as you come in my house. And lo and behold, I'm going to be having rising damp, aren't I? Because a 5-year-old radiator inside of my home has ended up looking like it's a fucking 30-year-old radiator that's been left outside someone's home. There is my radiator inside my home. And now that rust has got a hole in it. Put my bike against her, but at the end of the day, the exact same thing happened with the one in my bathroom, right? The exact same thing, massive big patch of rust just appeared on it, alright? And then when I've gone to the shop one day, I've come back to Rat Scabies next door doing a lot of banging and rustling about like he does in his little fucking hole, you know, the little rats scurrying about, yeah? I've come back to a big hole, knocked in the fucking patch of rust on the radiator in my bathroom, alright? So there's a massive patch of rust appeared on the radiator in the bathroom, and then somebody's come in with a nail or a screw and knocked a big hole through that rust, so there's water all over my bathroom. And this is the same day when he's fucking about with a water pipe next door. You know, not doing anything, just messing with it to show me he's fucking about with a water pipe, yeah? And I come in, yeah, to my bathroom flooded, where somebody knocked an hole through my fucking massive hole of rust in a radiator in someone's home that wouldn't get in that condition if you'd left it in fucking back garden for 30 years, right? This is one thing. £900 I saved up in my gas account to have it taken and having just no bill. I didn't receive no bill, nothing. Just a full £900 was taken out my British gas account, right? And then I ring up and they send me an amended statement going back 3 years to account. Once I've informed that I've realised the £900 was fucking vanished, they've sent me an amended statement going back 3 years saying I've missed a payment here, there, every month, £30 off every month, near off it were, something like that, to amount to the fucking 900 quid. I'd had a meter reader come every fucking 3 months and read my meter. I was bang up to date. And they was doing it a few years ago where they were sending me bills every 2 weeks, every 3 fucking weeks. Getting bills. Right? My mum's come down to this house when I've been in jail on complete fabricated charges. An 80-year-old woman to have bailiffs turn up and demand £1,200 off her, what she doesn't owe. Whilst I've been in jail for complete fabricated charges, they've captured my 80-year-old mother. They have set it up, hook, line and sinker, to make sure when my mum was here, they got her on her own. 2 big bailiffs saying I had owed £1,200 on fucking council tax. I have never owed £1,200 on council tax. And I was in prison on one of their jumped up fake charges. So they've come and captured my 80-year-old mother and she's paid £1,200 cash. And it's done just to drive a little bond there between me and my mother. Get even more shit on my doorstep. Yeah, right? So then that obviously is going to put my mother coming on. When putting her off, coming down my flat, isn't it? She's come down to my flat and look after it when they've had me in the fucking jails on the jumped up charges. So this is the best one. They send a home help then. Not a home help, a PCSO, to keep going around and speaking to my mother, befriending my mother, so she thought. They was there to make sure she didn't come down to the fucking flat whilst they were changing window frames and shit like that. Window frames that they've fucking drilled big holes through, right? To screw my window frame shut when a bottle of ammonia was smashed in a flue that appeared in my attic when I was on community service on a children's adventure park 20 fucking minutes outside of Accrington. Alright? That is what's being done, right? And I've been set up hook, line and sinker off the Muslim community and I'm sick of it. Who is giving that WPC Turner permission to come round to my flat with a complete fabricated piece of evidence, alright? Who's give her the go-ahead to come round and fucking dupe me into being charged on a complete bullshit fabricated charge that has been thought up in a local mosque 2 weeks prior to WPC Turner arriving at my home with what she said was a picture of an injury my dog caused. This is meant to be a 6-year-old Asian kid's leg. Alright. That's the only evidence from Preston Crown Court trial that they dragged me through. That's it. That's fucking it. That is the evidence. Meeker. Feel like Meeker from Muppets, like I've had an experiment done on me. Oh, something shoved right up my ass. Yeah, I've had fucking loads shoved up my ass by Lancashire Police in conjunction with the Muslims in this town. But anyway, going back to Charlie Beach, I just find it very, very funny, right, that there's people involved in this conspiracy, because they have to be renting flats out to people from Lancashire County Council, holding houses completely empty to watch onto my house, and now this cunt who lives underneath, right? He was absolutely everywhere I was in Blackburn, right, at certain days when I would get home to massive amounts of damage inside my house, okay? I would think to myself, why the fuck is that Jez keep passing me? I see him every single day, 3 or 4 times a day. Alright, then you move him in underneath me about 5 years later. The only people that they're going to move in that flat is anybody to do with this conspiracy that's happening to me, right? Because they have fucking run electric fucking cables to that fucking flat and coaxed me into cutting through them after depriving me of sleep for weeks and weeks, right? Which was done very prestigiously, strategically. It was a fucking terrorist move to get me to blow my fucking hands off or whatever that was set up for. I was called down to the community drug team off a guy called fucking, what's he called? Khalid. Anyway, he works at the community drug team, and he called me down, and I got home. The fuse box had been fitted inside my home. There were now 2 fuse boxes in the fuse box. But yeah, Muslims. Charlie Veitch is exposing it. A lot of people are getting pissed off with it. They know what they are. Charlie Veitch is a very, very clever man. Now, it's just very strange that the people who own the flat next door, they actually own this top flat next door, right? Who caused me a bit of shit, let's say, in the past. I've seen the husband following the postman up the fucking gate, yeah, to take the parcels and do the rest of the shit that's been done. Alright. But I mentioned to them that I watched Charlie Veitch and he's really good, you know. He appeals to me, my views. I think he's very excellent podcast. Very intellectual guy, funny, witty. Shouldn't have done that podcast outside at Blackburn Police Station. When you're talking about the Muslims, Charlie, the police do not give a fuck about you anymore. They're on their side, unfortunately, in Lancashire Police. That was a bad move doing that. We've all been set up on charges, mate. I've been in prison, mate, right, for complete fabricated charges of me hitting a 16-year-old girl. Go to prison on them kind of charges, on normal wings. Alright, nothing but a cold sore, mate, on a girl's lip. And that Jonathan Taylor from Blackburn got me to plead guilty to that in jail, whilst I was in jail on remand for it, yeah. Telling the judge I've been on remand 2 weeks when I've been there 3 fucking months. Stuff like that, yeah. Alright, I fell for that one too many times now. Pleading guilty to shit I haven't done just to get out of jail. And I'm sick of it. Yeah, 16-year-old girl I got accused of hitting. It was a cold sore. Anybody could see on the picture it was a fucking cold sore. Right, and these are the charges that are against my name. But Charlie Veitch and stuff like that, I mentioned next door that I watch him. I told them to watch him and that. Next thing, the next person on the fucking podcast, Charlie Veitch's podcast, is my ex-girlfriend, Nadia Butt. She's the first person to be walking up Darwin Street. Bit strange, innit? The next time after that, he stood outside my flat talking about right-wing politics. Far right, the woke far right. Yeah? Probably because my mum stuffed the BNP, but it's funny he stood outside my flat. But I'd like to speak to Charlie Veitch because I think we'd get on, I think we'd have a good conversation. And I think he'd be interested to hear what I've got to say. Because I've got a very, very, very interesting fucking story, mate. Quite unbelievable, actually. The extents that people have gone to off me, drive me from my homeland, yeah? Could do having a word with me, Charlie, and I'll fucking put you straight on what's what, yeah? I know how the Asians are working in Blackburn and what they did back in the day in the they first moved in, little Wildwood, segregated themselves, got their own little community. Yeah, put the fucking hottest curries on when we had a washing out on a fucking Sunday afternoon. So you washing stunk of curry and that. There's ways of harassing people in the background, let's say. Yeah, but I'd love to have a word with Charlie Reach, and just put him straight on a few things. These offences that have ruined my fucking life, that do not give me a say, take every right I've got. Do looking deeper into them. Now they are fucking arose, let's say. Oh! Hello, little lad. Hey, have you come for a chat? Well, you can't see that black, can we? Let's have a look at him. Yeah, there he is, the big fella. Oh, beautiful boy, eh? Oh, beautiful boy. Oh, wizards and witches, I've got to have a black cat.